What the fuck is it going here? That could have been a funny sketch if it came from Barilla. But no, it's a video posted by this toilet paper brand. I mean, I guess in some sort of gastrointestinal cycle it's all connected. But still, it's confusing. And it perfectly introduces the protagonist of today's video. Australia's most famous toilet brand. Who gives a crap? Love the name. Today we're gonna dive into how they became successful thanks to storytelling. We will break down 3 of their recent videos. At the end, I'm gonna share with you how I came up with some silly videos in order to try to fix this problem. My name is Roberto Ricotta, I'm a social media video producer based in Sydney, and welcome to another storytelling analysis. When I first moved to Australia, I noticed that in all the restaurants and cafes that I was going to, there were these colored toilet papers. At first I thought, oh wow, Australians, they really care about interior design. Then I just realized that they had all in common a name. Since I'm really passionate about brands, storytelling, social media, I kind of like stalked them a bit and found out that it's like a 100% recycled toilet paper, and they donate 50% of their profit in order to build more toilets around the world. That's cool. But I also found out that in 2025 they don't post lots of videos, and when they do, they don't always work. Let's rewind a bit. So how did become successful? It's all because of storytelling. In 2012, the founder Simon Griffiths launched a crowdfunding campaign where he was sitting on the toilet. He sat on the toilet for 50 hours until they reached their first $50,000. 2.5 billion people don't have access to a toilet. So we started a toilet paper company. This is what they said. It's a hook, it's a mission, a reason why they exist. It's amazing, and this is the reason why of their success. Fast forward today, thanks to social media, TV, ads, they became super popular across different countries. What made them iconic is the use of irony. As we saw in the previous storytelling analysis that I did for Gelato Messina, even then they use lots of irony. This is a really powerful tool when we do storytelling. And so let's look at some of their content and understand why they work.
Oh, hello. I didn't see you there. I was too busy washing these dirty dishes. Speaking of dirty, here's a nasty little secret for you. Millions of lives could be saved every year if they had access to clean water. Now you might be thinking, but wait, doesn't everyone have access to clean water already? No. Who Gives a Crap donates 50% of profits so that everyone can have access to clean water.
I really like it. Like, already the fact that, like, the entire set design, the fact that they made a cake, and also I noticed that they used this cake on another video. Good job on the video production. I like the concept. I like the fact that the protagonist of this video is their mission. I would have introduced more a little bit of their product. So for example, we're in the kitchen, maybe let's use a little bit of napkins, because other than this they also do napkins, just to let people understand where this video is coming from which account. They're talking about this water, sanitation and hygiene, which they say is not something sexy to talk about, you know, building toilet, but in a way they're telling this story in a sexy way. Yeah, the only thing, the rhythm of the video is a little bit slow, is too much straight talk video.
Just gonna head to the dunny, then we'll go for lunch, okay?
Oh, and good luck with your thesis submission, babe.
What a book deal. A really big global book deal. Next.
I am your biggest fan.
Do you, Australian singing icon Robert Mills, take Leah to be your lawfully wedded wife?
I do. Where do you want to go for lunch? Who's this guy?
You were in the toilet so long that I had moved on.
I love it. It's nice because people can relate to this sort of videos, and in this case you can see the product. You can see it in the bathroom, you can see it on top of the table with all the napkins and stuff. It's a concept. It's not necessarily about the product, but the product is kind of like a background. The real question is why they don't make more of this. If we go on their profiles, we see that it's full, for example on Instagram, of posts, carousels. They don't really perform well, and I kind of like already have the answer, because by filming main sketch is me as well. Now in a little bit we're gonna see what I did. I realized how much time it takes to do something like this. You can't really film 50 videos in one day like this. It takes a lot of effort. At the same time, a brand this big could also invest probably a little bit more on that. Let's talk about what's bad about the content, because if there's some content like this that is genius, and at the same time you can tell that there's a game of quantity going on, like this pasta video. This pasta video, when I saw it, I was like, what's going on? Like, what am I watching? Like, what's the reason of this? And this is not the only video that I posted like that. Sure, it brought you 1 million views, but if you go to see the comments, it's mostly from Italians, which, I mean, if it was a strategy for them to arrive to the Italian market, that was a good idea. But at the same time, the comments are like more like kind of like just about the past. Other than toilet paper, they do have napkins, they do have other products they can fit into the kitchen world. But the problem is that the kitchen is such a broad topic. I don't think this is a great content marketing strategy. I would like to see more behind the scenes. Why not showing like the story of all the toilets they built in Cambodia? Or they could also tell stories about customers. For example, that mom that chose to buy this product and to start using this for their kids. She wants their kids to have a world with trees. But now let's go to what I did.
And we are calling it the Roll Pro Max. It's bigger, it's softer, it comes in colors. Battery life, double than the previous Roll X. Charging speed, depends how fast you run out of current. Storage, engineered for the unexpected. We redesigned the core, we rethought the texture. We basically did nothing. But now it's from Australia, so it's cool. And now, for the first time ever, it's recyclable.
The idea came to me because I wanted to doing a little bit of product branding, showing how incredible and revolutionary is their product. It took me a couple of hours, but the longest scenes were the ones about the product. I had to find a solution, like a homemade solution, to make the roll on itself while I was filming it. Other than it wasn't easy to launch this and to do a green screen after. It didn't come perfect. Unfortunately, I was running out of time, but I had lots of fun doing it. The editing was quite easy. The only part that took me ages to do was the kind of like hub graphic. In a way, if you compare the statistics of this video, they are kind of like the same of theirs, even if it doesn't really matter how many followers you have today. Let's keep going. I just wrote a song for this brand of toilet paper. To make a toilet roll, you need some paper. To make paper, you need some trash. To make trash, you need a human. To be human, you need to eat. To eat more, you need to digest. You need to digest. You need to digest. To make a toilet roll, you need to digest. I didn't create for real the song. This is from very famous Italian kids music.
Per fare un tavolo ci vuole legno.
It's such a nice thing for kids. I was like, why not making the same? Because in this video my goal was to focus on the concept of being recyclable. Even if I mentioned it in the Roll Pro Max video, I feel like the center of the storytelling was just the product. In this case, I wanted the center of the attention to be their concept of being recyclable in a funny way. It could have been 20 million times better, but I had fun filming it. It's something that makes more sense than a pasta video. Let's go to the next one.
They only see me at the end. But mate, I've been here since the start. I've seen joy at full blast. I've watched the scrolls, the calls no one should take in your undies. Sometimes it's a temple. Other times a war zone. I've been hugged. I've been booted. And yeah, sometimes I'm not even in the bathroom. But I don't judge. I wipe. And best part? I'm recycled. Because even your darkest moments deserve a second crack at life.
The fun part about this video is that it's been filmed entirely inside the bathroom. Such a small space and my bathroom is so tiny. It was tough to kind of like put the lights in a way that they weren't in the shot. If we see the little sketch with the guy that is like doing the kind of like hot wash sketch, we can think, okay, I like this guy, or I don't like, I skip it. If you see toilet paper, you just watch because it's toilet paper. It would be hard to scroll and to avoid keeping watching the video. I'm really satisfied by these videos consider that I filmed them in a day. Yet, it doesn't solve entirely the situation that's going on the Who Gives a Crap profile, but I hope that with this video, if someone from Who Gives a Crap team watches, I can give a little bit of inspiration. I tried actually to post the videos and tag them. They've seen the videos, but they didn't reply. Maybe this could be, if you made it this far, your job now. Maybe if you liked what we did and you already commented the video telling me what you think about this analysis and about this brand, maybe you could take the link of this video and send an email to Who Gives a Crap. I leave the email here. Maybe thanks to you they're gonna get in touch with me, or maybe not. I'll see you next time for the next analysis. Ciao!